It's September 2022. Old Trafford is roaring. A 22-year-old Brazilian winger, fresh off a $100 million move, the most expensive signing in Manchester United's history, steps onto the pitch. He scores on his debut.
Balled in, it could lead to Antony on his debut. He's got a new badge to kiss here.
The crowd chants his name. The world calls him the next Neymar. Fast forward to 2024, and that same player is training in Seville, Spain, wearing the green and white of Real Betis. No Champions League glamour, no record-breaking price tags, just silence. And a question: what happened to Antony? To understand Antony's collapse, we have to start at the beginning. Sao Paulo, Brazil. A kid with a chip on his shoulder and magic in his feet. Scouts called him the phenomenon. But his journey wasn't smooth. At 12, he was rejected by Santos for being too small. At 18, he was washing his own kit because Sao Paulo couldn't afford staff. But when Antony debuted in 2018, something clicked. The dribbles, the flair, the audacity to try the impossible. And in 2020, Ajax came calling. In the heart of Amsterdam lies a crucible, where raw talent is transformed into technical artistry. For Antony, Ajax was that crucible, a club that molded his innate Brazilian flair into disciplined, mesmerizing play. Arriving in summer of 2020 on a 5-year deal, with an initial fee of around 13 million, he quickly captured the hearts of Amsterdam. When he made his debut on 13 September 2020 against Sparta Rotterdam, he scored the decisive goal in a 1-0 victory. The moment was more than just a goal. It was the spark that ignited his journey in European football. Antony earned his place in the starting 11. Over the 2020-21 season, he made 46 appearances, registering 11 goals and 10 assists. His performances in the Champions League, including a dramatic debut against Atlanta, and his first goal against Midtjylland, announced his arrival on football's grand stage. Ajax's philosophy demanded both creativity and discipline, and Antony embraced that challenge. Accolades soon followed, as he was named Eredivisie Player of the Month and Talent of the Month in December 2020. One unforgettable night against Feyenoord on 20 March 2021 encapsulated his potential, scoring a dramatic late winner only to be sent off seconds later. Even when a nasty ankle injury forced him to miss the rest of the season, Ajax's belief in him never wavered, and he ended that campaign with 12 goals and 10 assists, helping secure both the Eredivisie title and a historic KNVB Cup triumph. Antony's time at Ajax was about transformation, a journey from the grey streets of Sao Paulo to the sophisticated artistry demanded in Amsterdam. As the echoes of Ajax triumph still resonated, a seismic shift was on the horizon. In August 2022, Manchester United, captivated by Antony's explosive displays and drawn by his promise, pulled off a historic coup, securing the Brazilian winger for nearly €100 million, the club's most expensive signing. Touted as the next Neymar, this move was hailed as the masterstroke designed to inject his magic into the theatre of dreams. Yet, as the world watched with bated breath, the transition from the creative freedom of Ajax to the regimented demands of English football would prove far more tumultuous than anyone anticipated. Antony arrived at Manchester United amid enormous fanfare and sky-high expectations. Fresh off a dazzling stint at Ajax, where he contributed 24 goals and 22 assists in just 82 matches, the young Brazilian was hailed as the future. His debut goal against Arsenal ignited chants of next Neymar, and for a brief moment it seemed his Ajax magic would carry over to the Premier League. But the reality at Old Trafford was harsher. The free-flowing creative role he excelled in at Ajax was replaced by a rigid, high-pressure system that demanded relentless physicality and precision. His signature moves, once celebrated, began to appear as isolated bursts of individualism rather than a seamless part of a collective effort. Match after match, the numbers told a painful story. 96 appearances, only 5 goals and 3 assists. The pressure of a 95 million price tag and the constant scrutiny of fans and media turned every error into a spectacle. Behind closed doors, tension simmered. Manager Erik ten Hag repeatedly stressed that talent must be earned every single day. Miscommunications and conflicting expectations left Antony caught in a system that wasn't built for his creative style. The result was not a sudden collapse, but a gradual erosion of the confidence and freedom that had once defined him. A painful lesson in how even immense talent can falter when it clashes with a system that demands uniformity. Manchester United's system is built on legacy, consistency, and a precise collective effort. Yet for Antony, whose strengths lie in creativity and improvisation, this environment became a crucible of misalignment. At United, his role was never clearly defined. Instead of the expansive freedom he enjoyed at Ajax, he was confined to rigid, predetermined positions that stifled his natural game. The training was intense and physically demanding, leaving little room for the spontaneous creativity that had once set him apart. Every mistake was magnified under the weight of an enormous transfer fee, and every misstep was replayed relentlessly in the media. Internal miscommunications further compounded the problem. His calls for more creative freedom clashed with the management's insistence on discipline. Ultimately, the very attributes that had once made him a rising star, his audacious flair and individual brilliance, became liabilities in a system that demanded uniformity and collective resilience. Antony's struggles at Manchester United were not the result of a single error, but a perfect storm of mismatched expectations, tactical inflexibility, and unrelenting pressure. In January 2025, Antony's journey took a new turn, a chance to start over at Real Betis. In the vibrant world of La Liga, where tactical finesse often trumps raw physicality, he found an environment that embraced his creative spirit. From his very first match for Betis, he reminded everyone of his true potential. In his debut against Athletic Bilbao, Antony provided a crucial assist that reignited hope. Soon after, he scored his first goal for Betis, a moment that rekindled memories of his Ajax brilliance. Under coach Manuel Pellegrini's guidance, he began to blend his natural flair with a tactical awareness that was missing at United. At Betis, every pass, every dribble, every goal was a statement of rebirth. Antony isn't just playing, he is reinventing himself. His resurgence brought back the creative freedom and confidence that had once defined him, proving that setbacks can pave the way for a magnificent comeback. At 25, Antony stands at a pivotal crossroads. The man who once dazzled in Amsterdam and then faltered under the immense pressure at Manchester United now has the chance to rewrite his story. His resurgence at Real Betis has shown glimpses of the brilliance he once possessed, a reminder that redemption is possible. Recovery is not just about regaining lost form, it's about learning from every setback. Antony must blend his natural instinctive flair with a newfound tactical discipline, a fusion that can only be achieved through relentless hard work and self-belief. The modern game demands both artistry and precision, and if he can find that balance, there is no limit to what he can achieve. Imagine a player who not only dazzles with his signature left foot, but also commands a tactical presence that uplifts the entire team. If Antony can harness the lessons from his past and the spark of his resurgence, he can revive his career and re-establish himself as a vital asset on the international stage. His journey is far from over. It's evolving into a story of transformation where every setback becomes a stepping stone to a brighter future.